Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Lydia with Raindrop Lila, and today I have a couple things coming to my Etsy shop. I have this journal, this embroidered journal, coming to my Etsy shop, and I also have a couple of these standard journal maker kits. I had a couple things left over and I managed to put together a kit. So if you are loving these pastel fabrics that I've been working with, I have just a couple more kits available, okay? And then I actually made a few smaller projects, and I thought I'd just pop them into my Etsy shop also, in case somebody was interested. This will be one listing. I made one of those really cute pockets that Heather with Ruby and Pearl was showing us how to make, and it's a loaded pocket with all kinds of things inside. And I also made a little mini journal, and then I also have this one. So these will be two more listings, okay? So I'm bringing these things to my Etsy shop. I'll pull this all apart so you guys can kind of see what is included, and I'll also open these up, but first we're going to start with the journal. Okay, so this journal was inspired basically by this pretty quilted cover. I actually had a collection of textile kits that I put together about a week ago with this basically with this theme, and I just loved working with these textiles. It's just such a pretty color combination to work with. I have like the peaches and the blues. It's like a peachy pink and blue. And so what I did was I embroidered this journal cover, and I just love the way it turned out. I did spend a lot of time on the embroidery, but I really wanted to create something like this. I've seen Rachel with Roxy Creation use basically the fabric and as a pattern to do her embroidery or her stitching. So I wanted to try that out. So that's what I did here. So this idea was inspired by Rachel with Roxy Creation. Okay, so let's get started. It's a fairly chunky journal. It really filled out nicely. So if you squish it, it's about 3 inches, but if you're just kind of, it's like 4 inches plus. And oh my goodness, I just love it. It's really squishy and chunky, and I love the way it just kind of filled up like that. And let's see. Okay, so it's going to be approximately, gosh, like 6.5 inches by 8.5, almost 9 inches. And then I also made all these charms, and I think they're just so pretty. I did add a lot of buttons, and then I added the different beads on here. There's some roses like the blue. Let's see. Okay, and then I was going to say also that the whole cover was actually slow stitched all the way through, and I just love that texture. And then I also added some little patches right here, and I think that's so cute, and I slow stitched like a little heart on there. Okay, so inside the pocket I have these different pieces. I made this little it kind of folds out, and this is a new printable that I've been working on. This one I didn't release yet, but it'll be coming soon also. I just loved the pastels, and I just wanted to work with them right away. And so I used them, but here I used some fabric and then a bit of lace, and then I have some lace here too. And then I just did a little bit of layering, and I added this rose. This is a vintage check. And then underneath there is this just some hidden journaling space. And I will link the printables that I used down below in the description box, but I did use mostly my pastel florals. I also used my let's see, I think I also use Pretty Blues, and I use the butterflies, and I also use my newest collection, or just a few pieces from my newest collection, and it's called The Blessing. And then this is from my cabinet card printable, and it's called Sheep and Lambs, I think. I felt like this works so well with this journal. And then I have a piece of stationery paper, and I added this really pretty blue doily on there. I think that looks so pretty. Okay, so basically, I used one of the doilies from my paper kit. I have just one of these paper kits left that I love to use in my journals. It's got a lot of different pieces like embossed papers. I have some texture paste. But anyways, I thought I'd mention that's what I used in this journal also. Okay, so here in this journal, I used some lace right here on the spine. I thought that would be so pretty. I used some fabric pieces here and a bit of lace. Okay, I use my pastel florals for the background. I think this might be my fleurs kit, actually. I have this really pretty magazine page. I love that. I feel like it works so well. And then I made this it's like a little journaling spot. And again, I used some of my printable. I love that bright pink color. It's a little bit different than what I usually do, but it was really fun to go into like all these pastel colors. And it all started with my my textile kit, okay? Okay, so this butterfly, I thought it would be such a cute focal point for this little journaling, I don't know what you would call it. It's like a journaling card, I suppose. But I love the idea of using it as a focal point. And then all I did was use some twine on there. And I just tied up the top where the head would be. And then you have the antennas right there. And I glued it down. And I love this. I do this a lot. It just adds dimension. And I think it's such a cute detail for the butterfly. Okay, so here I took these birds. I actually hand cut them out of a card. And I just layered them with this really pretty lace. Oh, you know what? This is actually, I forgot about this. This actually comes off. So this is the book page where there is love. And there's a poem on there. And then this, let's see what I did. I think this opens up. I totally forgot what I did here. So this is a vintage piece of paper, notebooking paper, and it could be journaled on right here, but then it closes up, and I love the way it closes up because you can have like your private journaling space there, and then it's very pretty and decorative, and you can just add it to a page like this, right? Which is what I did. And then let's see what else I have. This one is actually a full-size sheet of paper, 8.5 by 11, but I printed it as I printed it 4 per page so that I can get a journaling card. So it's pretty simple to do. I even have a video. So if you want to know how to do this, or if you want to see the video, let me know in the comments below and I'll get you the link for it. Okay, so that was a really fun little thing. And then this isn't that just so sweet? I just love it. Okay, and then it just opens up. It's a book page that I collaged on. I added some of this pretty lace. And there's the book page on the back. So it's just kind of a little card. And inside, you can either journal or you can glue or collage more things inside. Okay. Then this is a secret little tuck spot. And then here I have some pieces. I have some of that pretty fabric. I use this a lot because it's peach. And I love how well it works with like the cover. See that? So I use that a lot. I use that here. I used it on here. I just love that. Okay, so here we have a journaling card. I love the polka dot. Isn't that just so cute? I have a collection of just very simple background pages. It's called Baby Blues, and I have like stripes, polka dots, just different designs, but it works so well with my pastel floral collection, and it works just really well like to add like some simple pages in a journal. And I love the color. The color just works beautifully in here. I have this pretty paper, embossed paper, and then I have this. I just thought this was so cool. I got it from a music book, and I loved it. I had to cut it out, and then I just tucked it in here. Okay, so here I have a fabric swatch card, and then I have a tag, and on the back, this is a tall tag, so what I did was I folded it over and glued just the sides so that it has a pocket on the back. And then I just added these two little tags on here. And these tags, I'm trying to think, I'm thinking these are my tall tags, and I printed them smaller so that they fit in here. Again, I printed 2 pages, or 2 printables to a page. And if you guys need the video how I did that, I can link it below, okay? And then I have a little paper clip, and I just clip these on here. Not sure why I have 2 paper clips. Okay. I love this image right here. Isn't that just so cute? The little girls. That's like one of my favorites. I added a little bit of eyelet lace on there. And then I love this too. And this page, I just wanted to kind of leave it like this. I felt like I didn't want to add too much to it, but I did add this vintage lace. And then I wove through it some of that fabric, that peachy fabric that I have. It's like a gauzy fabric. I just wove it through there, and I think it's so pretty. Okay. Then here is this is a paint swatch card that I use texture paste on, and it comes with my paper kit. I just wanted to show you guys how I used it in my journal, and then I have a vintage calendar page. Again, isn't that just so cute? I love the polka dots with this journal. It looks, I just think it works so well. Here's another little tuck spot. You could put little notes or photos in there. There's a verse right there. And we know that all things work together for the good to them that love God, Romans 8:28. I did some cross stitching there. I have this little, or it's not little, but this tag that I made, and I added some vintage doily at the bottom, and then I glued some embossed paper on the back, and then some fabric, and then I just did a little bit of collaging. I've been trying to work with a lot of fabric in this journal because I love fabric too, but I've been not just sewing it, but also gluing it down, like it's glued down here. I love this right there. And then this goes here. This is a little card I made. Isn't that just so cute? Okay, this butterfly, actually, I glued it like that so that it sticks up a little bit, and I love the dimension. Again, I have fabric here on the spine. Here's a little butterfly that I glued down, and I added these fabric pieces. I think that looks so cute. Oops. Okay, so I have this button card that I embroidered the little flower inside the button. I think it's so cute. And then I added the little bow, and then I just attached it here with a little safety pin. I think that's so cute. Okay, and then here I have a tag, and it's just tucked in here and into this little or into that paper clip. And I have a tag here. It's a little tuck spot. Okay, so here I have a tassel that I just attached to the paper clip, and it's just kind of hanging out right there. Then this is just a tiny little tag I made. And then this is just a journaling card and another, like a postcard journaling card. Okay, so here is a book page, and then this lifts up. So on right here, you can actually do some collaging if you wanted to, but it's kind of like a little secret spot. Okay, so here's a little button card that I made, and I just tucked it in here. I think it's so cute right there. And this right here is actually an envelope, and you can tuck something inside of it. And I just stitched this, and then I glued it onto the envelope. But isn't that just so cute? Okay. Okay, so this right here is it's a journaling card that I made. Again, I added the fabric bow. I just wanted to add a lot of like texture with fabric in here. Isn't that rose just so pretty? Okay, this opens perfect for journaling or for, this is perfect for journaling or for collaging. This also is perfect for journaling. And actually, this is a tuck spot, so you can tuck something in there if you wanted to. Again, room for journaling. I have another one of those butterflies. And this one, you can actually take and just place where you want it to be. And let me open this up because I'm not sure if I remember how I did this. Let's see. Okay, so I glued this on this side, right? But it's not glued on this side. So this can open up. You can have just like a secret little spot for journaling on there. And I added a paper clip and then the butterfly, right, on this side. And then on this side, I have this journaling card. And then this girl. And this could be glued down anywhere else. Or you can just tuck her in right here, right? But you can move things around if you wanted to. Then I did some collaging here, and I love having the paper kind of turning up and kind of wrinkled up right there. Again, I use the fabric. This opens up, and then I have a tuck spot in here. And then I have embossed paper. And I have the embossed frame with the two birds. Isn't that so cute? This again is fabric right here. Okay, this right here is, okay, let me show you guys. Okay, so this actually opens up. It's one of my pages. I've done these before. I have a craft with me where you take a piece of paper and you fold it in three. And then you decorate one of the sides. So this is just a variation of it. So I have one of my cabinet cards. I think this is a shabby chic one. And I just used some lace to embellish that. And so inside you have just plenty of space for writing or for collaging if you wanted to. I've collaged on the inside of that before. Okay, and then these... Oh yes, this goes right here. Isn't that just so cute? And then this opens up, and this is a book page. You can add coffee dyed paper on here and journal, or this could be collaged on top. This could be journaled on. But isn't that just so sweet? Okay, so in here I have a pocket, and I have all these pieces. And again, they could be journaled on, like on the back, or they could be glued inside the journal. Okay. This is one of my new printables. It's called the blessing. I did some embroidery on these ruffles. Okay, so here I have another secret little tuck spot, and I have this little, like a little scrappy journal in here. And this is a vintage receipt from 1975. Okay, so I just tuck it in like this. And then I add the paper clip just to give it a little bit more stability. Okay. Isn't that cool? I love that advertisement. Because I love glue. I mean, it helps us do what we need to do, right? I love junk journal supplies. Okay, here's another button card. Isn't that just so cute? I love it. Here's another card, just some paper, and then a book page. So these are great for just using in the journal. Okay. That's so pretty. I love this. Okay, this is I did a little bit of collaging. This is one of my printables that, this one's not out yet, but I'll be releasing it soon. And then here's this one. Isn't that just so cute? I love all the texture from the embossed paper. And then I have fabric here. I have some Amity Bloom washi tape. Here's another tuck spot. And then I did a little tip in right here. This could be journaled on. Here's another journaling card. Oops. Okay, so this right here comes out. This is embossed scrapbook paper. Here's a little card. And then some book page. And then we are at the back of the journal. And again, it's all hand stitched, slow stitched. And then I have a little file folder. This file folder can actually be like a little journal. This is just folded in here. And then I have this art piece. And then I did all the collaging on there. So this could be like a little mini journal inside the main journal. Okay, so that is my flip through of this journal, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'm going to move on now to the kits. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to show you guys these next, okay? So let's start with the blue one. So this will be the blue pocket, loaded pocket, okay? So basically it comes with these little tags. Aren't they so cute? Again, I did the same technique with the butterflies, and I just love them. I love the butterflies on here. I think they're so adorable. And then I have this piece with the cross, and let's see. So this opens up. It's like a little trifold card. Okay, and then I have this journaling card. Then I have this tag, and it has a little secret spot right here. And I also included some mini tags. So this is great to just add to one of your journals, or you can just use it for like maybe adding verses. It's probably what I would do to it, or memories and pictures. That would be really cute also. Okay, and then I have this one that'll go in too. Okay, so this is coming to my shop also. Let's set it aside. And then I have this little mini journal. This was such a cute little make. And I did some collaging on there. And this is all, this is coffee dyed paper. And it has an interesting texture because I believe I added starch, and then I also opened up some of the packets of the tea. Okay, so that's the mini journal, and then I have the pocket. And isn't that just so cute? Oops. And then I have the large tag. Okay. I think everybody's been working on these little pockets. They're so fun to make. Okay, so there's that. Now I have these that I want to show you guys, and I'm going to open one of them up. This comes with a hand-stitched flower button card. Isn't that just so cute? And then it also comes with a fabric sampler. And then let's open this up so you can see, okay? So it comes with this piece, and this is all safety pinned together, so I'll just open it up. It's got this pretty eyelet lace with the blue ribbon. It's got a little bit of, let's see, it's got another one of these strips. Again, I used all these colors, all these fabrics I used in this journal, right? I just, I used them for even for my paper clips. I used them for everything. Okay, I have this piece. I have this really pretty floral piece. I have peach. I have this orange or peachy white and white stripe. I have this lace. I got this blue. It's like a gauzy fabric. Then I have this. I love the colors. The colors just work so well together. I didn't have this now, so this is going to be different. Isn't that so pretty? This could be embroidered on. Okay. And then I have, let's open this up. I have this piece right here, the lace. So this is great for like a slow stitching project, maybe a needle book. You can also make a journal with it, but it will be different than the journal I made because I didn't have like a huge piece of this, but I'll show you what I did have. Okay, so I included one of these pieces because I love the color. I find it so inspiring. I actually saved one of these for myself too because I thought, wouldn't this be a great little needle book? That would be so cute. Or even as a mini journal would be cute. But I was thinking, what if it was like a fabric sewing journal? And so then, or a slow stitch journal. So then what I was thinking I would like to do is this could be sewed on the inside, and then the rest of the fabric could be used as pages to embroider. And all the pieces work so beautifully together. And so basically, you can just sew them together and make designs on the pages. I think that would be such a great idea for this kit. But at least for these smaller pieces, I think. But I will. Oh, you know what? This would also work great as a pocket on the inside of a journal, right? Then I got this peach piece. Okay. And then I'm going to move on to these pieces. Okay, so there's this lace piece. I have this floral piece. Isn't that so pretty? I love it. And then this polka dotted piece. And then I have this floral piece. And then another peach piece. And this is very silky. Fine. Okay, so then I have this piece, which is the gauzy fabric. I've been using this a lot lately also. And then I have the blue pieces. And then I have this blue piece. And then I also included some batting. So if you did want to make a journal, you have the batting. And then you have this piece too. And this is, I think this is approximately 12 by 12, a little bit bigger. It's about 12 by 12, right? And then this is 12 by 12 also. So this could technically be the start of a journal, and then all the pieces could be layered, like the different colors, right? Could be used on here. They could be patchworked on here or slow stitched. I think they would be so, so pretty. Look at that. Or even with these. See that? Okay, so I only have a couple left, but I wanted to make sure I have a few more in case somebody wanted to work on something similar with a similar color palette that I've been working with. Okay, so I'm going to move these aside, and I want to show you guys one more set of what I have available. I also have these available. So if you liked what I used in this journal, the papers, I have this kit that I put together. I actually have a whole video where I open this up. So if you go to my Etsy shop and you click on this paper kit, it'll give you the link straight to that shows you what is included. I also have this one. This one's really fun. It's got a lot of bright colors. This will work really beautifully with my new The Blessings collection. And I have a lot of fussy cuts in there of the birds. I have a lot of embossed pieces also. And then I also have a purple one available. Okay, so those are just a few of the paper kits that I have available in my Etsy shop. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button. And if you'd like to see more, please subscribe so you don't miss any of my future content. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.